Werewolf here. I want to make a follow-up to my review from 2 years ago of Dr. Michael Crichton's novel Disclosure, the 1993 book that essentially predicted today's Me Too movement, the manosphere, the red pill, the black pill. And I wanted to compare this to the movie starring Michael Douglas. Now, the story is about an everyman whose new boss at his company is his former girlfriend, who attempts to seduce him and then presses charges when he turns her down, threatening both his career and his otherwise stable family life. Now, Michael Crichton is best known as the author of Jurassic Park, and in my other videos I talk about some of the startling predictions he made about AI and his distrust towards what we're seeing now, that he made generations ago. I'm going to compare the book and the movie. First, I want to thank those of you in my audience who have been with me that long for making that video in Disclosure my biggest hit to date. And I know many of you are very well educated and probably very much into literature, so here it goes. Let's start out with the strengths of the movie. Michael Douglas was a good choice as our everyman, and they're echoes of his other disaffected man movie, Falling Down. Demi Moore was a great choice, in my opinion, as his former girlfriend and now new boss from a company merger. She carries herself with a commanding sense of gravitas and is believable both as a competent company woman who's worked her way up on her own merits, and also a seductress who tries to, this was shortly after her film Striptease. She's believable in both. The character of Blackburn resembled very much his look and description in the book. He reminded me of the antagonist in Die Hard, Ellis, also trying to move up in the company, and is a nuisance. The seduction scene was very well done, probably even sexier because you knew they could only go so far in a mainstream movie. It was more about building the anticipation than anything else. I particularly liked the production design in the scene, the background, the look of the building, the city lights. It reminded me in some ways of expressionist artwork and film design, which I quite very much like. The film also cut most of the technical talk about the company's products and goals that was included in the book, and I think that was a smart decision on the part of the scriptwriter-director. And now for the weaknesses of the movie. The second half of the movie feels rather rushed. It misses opportunities for tension and philosophy that the book had to offer. Opportunities were lost in developing the character of the female lawyer that our main character hires, her philosophy, which the book gets into. There's some interesting conversations between her and the main character. And I was most let down by the film not even including the character of Dwarfman, who is really the philosopher, the sage of the story. In the book, Dwarfman is an older guy that's been working for the company for decades. He's bound to a wheelchair, and he acts as sort of a counselor to our main character, but in contrast to today's manosphere and pill influencers who I think just drown and immerse themselves in their own cynicism, he also says, just chill out, enjoy life, appreciate the fact that your hot boss, former girlfriend, tried to seduce you in her office. What I like about the sage is his advice almost works, but it doesn't. He has some wisdom to offer, but it doesn't help our character actually solve the problem. He's just providing another way to look at the situation. he just says, appreciate the fact that this chick wants to get with you. There are also some other moments of tension in the book between the main character and his boss, but I'm going to leave those as surprises for you. Overall, I think the book was much better. I mean, I liked both for what they had to offer. They both had strengths and weaknesses, and both shared common strengths. Look, if you're interested in this topic, perhaps you've even survived a personal experience related to this, I highly recommend the book. Make sure you don't miss the book if you see the movie. Again, I'm critical of director Barry Levinson. He also adapted Michael Crichton's novel Sphere, which I really liked. Just an interesting trivial note. In the book Sphere, there's a conversation about movies around a dinner table at the Undersea Lab, and they're talking about the movie 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, and they mention Kirk Douglas, who was Michael Douglas's father, and also one of Michael Crichton's pen names when he was writing his early books. One of them was Michael Douglas, unrelated. Well, hey, check out my other videos. Thank you for watching, and until next time, life, liberty, and the pursuit of all.